I've got a very special announcement at the end of this, so make sure that you're watching the entire video, like this video in advance before I even say anything, because you just know it's going to be gold. After all, I'm saying it, and anything that I ever say is going to be extremely helpful, as this is a self-help channel. Do you see the logic there? Do you see how it works? Like the video if you do. So, here's what I want to talk to you about today, and I do think that it does, and I know that I'm going to disappear halfway through this because the sun is going down and I'm too lazy to even turn on a light, even though I do have studio lights and they're really good. That's how little effort is on this channel. I love that it's got a good audience. So in effect, I'm saying that I love you guys. Now, and we've got a bit schmaltzy there for no reason, let's go into the main game. Which is, a lot of people will say in life that you are snobby because you are not settling for something. But here is the big guide to life. You perform at the standard that you set for yourself. You perform at the level of the standard that you set for yourself. Tony Robbins describes it this way: whatever you ask for in life, you get. I love the story that he has. It was when he was 24, he'd just done a seminar to 200 people, which was big for him and would be big for me. Anyway, but the point is that he was just walking out of that going, as usual, I'm assuming his catchphrase in life, yes! And then this crackhead came up to him and said, "Mister, can I have $1?" It's even in his voice. I'm pretty sure the crackhead didn't sound exactly like Tony Robbins. I just don't think that he's as good at putting on voices as me. Check out Simpsons impressions. Hey, bloody the voice of Bart said that I was good. So, that bum comes up to him, asks him that, and then Tony Robbins, to teach him a lesson, says, "Is that all you want? Just $1?" And he goes, "Yeah, it changed my whole life." So he opens up his wallet, filled with 50s, not that he's bragging, and he takes out $1, gives it to him and says, "Sir, life will give you whatever you ask of it." And then the bum walks away saying, "You're crazy. Yeah, now I can buy some methylated spirit." So, essentially what he's saying is that the human mind, as we've explored numerous times, as we have with every other video, same 3 topics, the human mind, whatever it focuses on, it starts moving towards. So if you have a low standard in life, let's just use housing for instance. If you have the idea in your mind that you will never be able to afford a house, and that is true, statistically 51% of our generation will never be able to afford a house. Now I do feel sorry for that 51%, but that is no excuse for you not to be in the 49%. And I don't care what your financial circumstances are now, if you decide to be in that 49% that can buy a house, you will be in that 49%. I am sick to death of people writing into the comments of this channel the same points that I'm putting out as statistics. I don't know why I'm putting that in converted commas. They are statistics. But on Friendly Geordie's channel, we were just looking at broad social trends, because the whole point of government, I think anyway, is to do for the general population what they can't do by themselves. Okay? But the thing is that you, if you're smart enough to be watching self-help, you do understand that there's always going to be fucking dimwits here that just go, "Duh, and communism, equal distribution." But shut the fuck up to them. Don't even pay attention to a word that they're saying, because we're just talking about you. You specifically. You have the power to determine how you feel in life. You can definitely improve your intelligence. You can definitely improve just your emotional state. You can definitely improve your social intelligence. All of those things are in your power. I don't care how dumb and stupid you are. There is a certain point, obviously, that if somebody is extremely intelligent, they'll be here and then they can go there. And then there's people that are just dumb and then they can go to there. But as you will see, the average millionaire in the US, I don't know if this is true anymore, but definitely in the 80s it was, they had average intelligence. It's all just about applying the right technology. And this is the main point. The main point is, the application of all the other technology is that life will give whatever you ask of it. So if you set the standard, let's just go back to housing, that I am not going to be of that 51%, I will buy a house. I don't really care, come hell or high water. Your brain churning over that goal for the rest of its life, there will become a point where you are able to buy a house. It will happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight, but now we're just going to go into all the Tony Robbins dogma. But this is one of the greatest quotes. Write it down. Write it down. I want you to commit this to memory. People overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in 10. You focus on that goal for 10 years, you're going to buy a house. It is that simple. No, but seriously, look. Yes, there is external factors. A lot of people in life, they start out here and then, so it's very easy for them to just go, yeah, now I have 100 houses because my parents gave me 40. Yeah, that does exist. But I mean, look, I'm not one of those people, okay? My parents were working class. One of them was a single parent that grew up most of my life just on a pension, and then the other one just worked in construction. Right? I did not come from an opulent family. There was tough times. Obviously, there was people that had it worse than me, but there is no way that you could say that I was even in the middle or upper middle class of society. But man, the place that I have gone in my life, the things that I'm doing for the democracy of this country, it is purely the result of this technology. It's the things that I'm telling you now. I'm at a much better position than where I started off. Now, you might be lower down than me, you might be higher up than me. That doesn't really matter. You give me 10 years, and if somebody that's higher up than me, and I have this technology and you don't, I'm going to be beating you. It's exactly the same as what happened to all the rich kids at my school. I went to a performing arts school, so we had this nice cross-section of society, which is why there's all these private school kids going, how could you make fun of somebody who's Turkish? Because I went to a school with someone who was fucking Turkish. You didn't. Fuck off. And you don't understand what they're like. They like having a laugh because they're fucking normal people. Anyway, sorry. Sideline. But the kids that were richer than me, I'm doing better than all of them now. All of them. And they have inherited property. So anyway, that's the point that I want to be saying to you. It doesn't matter where you are in life, you set the standards for your life. And as soon as you set those standards, you start moving towards them. So start setting the standards. I want you to write down in your homework, just this. I want you to write down what your standards are. So if you're one of these people that says that I hate renting, okay, that's very well and good. I want you to set the standard now. I'm not going to rent for the rest of my life. I am going to move towards buying a house. I want you to write it down. There is a great power in writing down your goals. Obviously, we've discussed this before. I'm really running out of light here. You know what? I'm going to turn on the light for this because this is very self-serving. You ready? I'm not even going to turn on the main one. I can't be bothered to plug it in. There you go. Oh, it's a miracle. Thank you, Thomas Edison. Ah, that looks garish. But, change of tone. I've got something really exciting to announce, which is that I've realised that I can exploit you for even more Patreon dollars. God, if only I had my editors on this channel, I could put that little sparkle tooth in. Bing. I really want it for this point, because here's what I want from you. Money. Straight up, plain and simple. I want to be using, just like I use with the Friendly Geordies channel, I funnel virtually everything that I can, all of those resources into expanding Friendly Geordies. We're going to be moving into the realm of now having state correspondence everywhere. So you know that gun Krista, I just want to get a gun in every state. So they're constantly covering it because it's so undercovered. And because it's so undercovered, if you do cover it, you have disproportionate power. It's an incredible realization that we've come to as a result of all this bruz work recently. And that's where a lot of the power lies, in the states. A lot of the federal stuff is, yeah, we gave money out to the states and then the states spend it. So, we're taking it back. That's what's happening on Friendly Geordies, but here what's happening here. These are just going to be budget like they are constantly, so sorry, it doesn't matter. Sorry, but I really need this camera. I have such an attachment to it because it goes back to that standard point. There's all these other people that I know that when I started getting successful from my school were saying, oh, well, if he can do it, I can do it too. Because they were talented people. They really were. But they don't have the work ethic. They don't have the technology of self-help. So they didn't have the gumption that I did. And they were starting out with, some of them had, honestly, seriously, $150,000, $200,000, $250,000 worth of camera equipment that mummy and daddy bought them. They made one video. It sucked, obviously, because if you do one video, it's going to be terrible. So they never did another one. So just, you know, the price of a fucking Lamborghini. Out. It's insanity now that I think back at it. And now that I say the $250,000 one, there was one of them. But there was another one that had $100,000. And then there was others that tried it with smaller budgets than that. But I started with the $100 Kmart camera. Now this is the closest model that I can get to it. Obviously that one's broken since, but the reason that I do these with the self-help videos is because it's just this constant reminder. When I'm looking at this camera, it's just this, Jesus, how far did I go? Just from knowing these things. It actually makes me start welling up when I look into the camera of this one. I love it more than my dogs. And turned into such a dog lady. Yes, oh, I really like beagles. So that's what's happening there. But the thing is that, yeah, I'm starting up this one. I'm starting up a Patreon only. Here's what's going to happen from now on. Whatever I upload here, you will get that still for free. But if you want exclusive access to videos that I'll probably check into Patreon every now and then. I don't answer many of those questions because I'm just constantly churning out material for Friendly Geordies and this, and that requires a lot of solace and reading and researching and writing, so I don't have that much time to spend with you people, frankly. But what I will be doing though is I'll be looking through those and I'll be answering questions specifically for those patrons, and it's not going to be much obviously to get those things. I think I'll just set it at $2 a video, and then you'll get access to this stuff, and it is worth it. Honestly, the information that I have here, I don't know how much I've spent on self-help all up over the years, probably tens of thousands of dollars. You are getting an education of tens of thousands of dollars that you'll be getting exclusive access to, where I can be sitting there and I can be coaching you just in general, not specifically. I'm never going to be doing that. But, more pointed information kind of to you, maybe. Who knows? Let's see how this goes. I'm going to be pretty lazy about it. The point is, you'll be getting more access. You will be getting more access to more videos if you go onto the Patreon. That's going to be helping you. Obviously, that's going to be helping me because I will be using that money to start up other enterprises, other things that will be aimed at, because this is my whole model, and it's again from self-help. The whole thing is, I don't really care about money. I'm not really into enrichment, even though at this point, I'm getting there. But I understand that it is a force, and the more money you have, the more good you can do with it, and obviously the more bad you can do with it, like we are constantly exposing on Friendly Geordies. Right? But the other thing is that I will just be using this to be getting people to research self-help. That's what I want to be doing after this, actually, is I just want to be getting essentially a self-help journalist to just say, here you go, here's all the stuff. That's my next goal. When I get enough for that, I'll be hiring someone that can basically just be a producer of this very extemporaneous channel. So, God, I mean, for fuck's sake, Ray Hadley's producer would have a harder time than I would because, 3 hours of live radio, and then they just go, watch all this shit. No, I'm just going to do it live. I'll probably be the same thing. So pretty much I'm just going to be getting you to give me jobs for the boys of my own boys, my own friends. But I would really like that. I would really like for this channel, for there to just be somebody sitting there sifting through all of the questions, saying these people are having problems with this, them doing research on the subject so we can give even more pointed answers, even to the people that are getting it for free. Because I like the fact of this being a useful tool for people that are, I assume, because you were in Friendly Geordies in the first place, I assume you're a good person. I've never met you before, but the fact that you're into self-improvement, the fact that you're into having an honest government in power, the fact that you're into exposing corporations that are exploiting the population, be it through tax loopholes or destroying the environment, all of those things, I assume that you are on the level, on a baseline, somebody who wants to be good. And the thing is, with self-help, you can do more good. It is able to focus and distill your energy and say, just put it here. Just do this. Just general principles over and over again, instilled over and over again. It is a beautiful thing. So anyway, that's what's going to be happening. Links below for the Patreon, and I will see you either on that one or on the free one if you're an absolute cheapskate, which I know you are. There's going to be so many people that go, "Duh, I can't afford $1. Can't afford $1 a video." Oh, well, I'm sure that that's the case. I'm really sure that you didn't go out and buy half an ounce of weed the other day. Anyway, like the video.